on and talk about it too. So Dissecting was running through it and everything, and all of a sudden just cut off. I was like, no. I was like, man, he was making it. He was going. So Dissecting, you remember where you were talking about Xcash before you got turned off?
Yeah. So I was talking about how in the SpaceX S1, so the interest rate that SpaceX is paying to like Wall Street in the bonds is way higher than 6%. Probably like, I think last time I calculated or read, it was like 10% or more. And, you know, I don't blame the creditors because, you know, space is a new thing. You know, SpaceX needs to get their cash flow going. XAI is expensive and so on. And, you know, offering 6% to savings accounts holders is like gonna give SpaceX tons of interest savings. And, you know, Elon, you know, he believes that all of his endeavors in building like Starship factories, AI clusters, satellites, launch facilities, the ROI on those is going to be way higher than 6%. So, I mean, 6% probably is just like the intro offer, just getting people in, but eventually they're going to lower it down to like 3% or something like that. Basically, he's treating X money like how Warren Buffett treated insurance reserves. I don't know if you read the story where Buffett would love to buy insurance companies and borrow from the reserves of the insurance companies at very low rates and just buy like blue chip stocks or undervalued stocks.
Okay, that's good stuff. I still think it's sort of a gimme scheme because I'm sure there's some fine print underneath that. Obviously, they're not going to give every Joe Schmo 6.5% for nothing. And I'm also sort of sketchy about where this bank is located. And again, don't forget, X is part of SpaceX. And sometimes people forget that. And XAI is part of SpaceX too now. So, yeah, good stuff Dissecting. As always, you're the tech guy. So appreciate the breakdown on that. But I'm still a little sketchy. I wouldn't be going and giving X $10,000 or $20,000 to try to make 6.5%. That's just me. I don't know. Would you Dissecting?
Hey, it sounds like they're just using the money. You think about it, a bank. You borrow money at whatever rate because you have money for the bank already. So they're already using your money to let some other borrower. So they're probably using that same kind of scheme as the bank. Like that same, let's say you have $10,000, like you just said. Yeah, they're paying out 6%, but they're also borrowing out that money to other people and making a lot more than 6% off of it. That's just my guess.
No, I like you guys' take on that too. That's very interesting, and I'm excited because this is getting good. We're back on track, so let's go to and thank you, co-hosts. You guys are amazing for picking up where we left off. Dissecting, you're amazing, bro. Picking up without skipping a beat. All of y'all, appreciate y'all. All right, now let's go. Dissecting had his hand up, and then Deplorable. Let's go.
All right, so last thing, and this is for you, John. Trust me, I'm also skeptical about it. That's why I only have like $100 plus the $25 bonus offer. I'm not going to put my whole life savings in there, bro.
Nah, you got to put your whole life savings in there, man. What you mean? Nah, no, I feel that. So what qualifies, before we go to Deplorable and then Elijah, what qualifies somebody to get the payment thing? Because I'm like, bro, I'm seeing everybody get, I just dropped down to premium. I was premium plus for days, but and I'm still, I changed my profile picture and dropped down to premium and then like glitched my shit out. So I'm still waiting on my blue check again. But I was premium plus when I was seeing everybody get access to that. And I'm like, damn, bro, where's mine? And the only thing I got an email that was like, I get special access to like X ads or something. I'm like, I don't want that. I want the X pay like the cool kids. But yeah, no, I didn't get that. So do y'all see a pattern in who you see qualified? And Dissecting, I remember, you know what? I had a question for you with that because I seen you got it after you canceled yours. So did you pay yours yearly or what? Because I'm curious if you paid it yearly, maybe that's why even though you canceled it, it still gave you certain benefits. Because I know even when you cancel your monthly subscription, you still have that subscription until you reach that date. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if you paid a year ahead, because you know some people pay the year to save a little bit, whatever. It could have, you still have the benefits type of deal until that year comes up or whatever. I don't know how you paid your subscription, but I was just curious if that's how you did it.
Yeah, so I actually got the annual membership just for one full year. It was from like I think April of 2024 to April of 2025. And then since then I dropped down to premium up until like the start of 2026, which then I just canceled the subscriptions in general. Um, so I'm thinking just because I paid annually once for Premium Plus, somehow I got lucky with all the other cool kids. But they said though that as long as you have Premium Plus, whether you pay monthly or annually, like you still get access to it, whether in the first wave or second wave. So I don't see a clear pattern other than Premium Plus.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna stay. Me, because I started off premium and then I went to premium plus, and I didn't see that big of a difference. Like at first, when I first went to premium plus, I did see a difference, but then it's like not too long after that, my profile kept. John knows my profile kept getting blue checks, all kinds of stuff. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do the premium thing instead. I'm not about to pay 40 something a month to be glitched out all the time. But all right, so anyways, I appreciate you dissecting. We'll get you back up to Deplorable. I seen you had your hand up. Then we'll go to Elijah and then Sammy.
So the reason why I think he wants to get in this game, it's multiple, like you said, dissected. He needs the money for growing his business. But one of the most valuable parts, I think, from him being a bank, he's said this for all these years, that he wants to make X the all-purpose app, banking, communicating. He even has talked about getting cell phones, and he wants to make this business a global, like he wants to do everything. But excuse me. But number one, just had some barbecue. Seeing what people purchase is really a huge deal for marketing. You can sell that information if that's available during. If he's going to be able to sell that information, I'm not sure what the regulations are with banking, but that's a big deal to get that information out. So I feel like there might be a little bit of that involved as well. But I think more so to help fund his business. But I think also the data is huge.
Hey, no, that's good.
And we know how much Elon.
Oh no, go ahead, bro. Finish what you were saying. I apologize.
I'm just saying, how much data with Tesla and all of that business. I mean, everybody's like, oh, he's that's a electric car company. No, that's a data gather. I mean, that data that Tesla is basically gathers really what's making that such a strong company. So I feel like it's Elon, man. He wants to be involved in everything with banking. If he offers a really good bank and I can do I trust him more than probably some of the banks, but to John's, caution, I get where he's coming from. You got to definitely look at the fine print.
Hey, no, that's an interesting take. I appreciate that too, because the data is a big thing, and you're right, bro. There's a lot you can do with all that. I didn't even look at it from that angle. So no, that's a very good take. Very good take. I appreciate that, bro. Elijah, my brother, what's good, bro? Let's get you up here, man. What's your take on everything?
The whole X money thing, I would just be careful with, like some people are already saying. The whole reason, like, I feel like this is, I don't know, I'm probably gonna have an opposing view of everybody here that uses his app, but like, to me personally, I don't trust Elon. I don't care how much he does for society at the end of the day. It's cool that he does it and everything, but that doesn't mean you get to trust every last move that he does at the end of the day. Like, you don't trust everybody that's close to you in your life with everything that they do for the greater good of things. At the end of the day, he's a businessman, and businessmen have to make money. So I respect those that have that much respect for Elon, but at the end of the day, you got to be real with yourself and look at yourself in the mirror and not believe that everything he does is just going to be for the betterment of society or whatever you want to frame it as. But X Money, it's the same gimmick with every last bank. you offer a super high yield, 6%, 8%. You get people locked in for that 8 whatever percent for like whatever, like let's say for you to get that rate, you have to put in 2K, and you have to keep a 2K minimum balance to continually get that rate. So you get the rate, lock it in. Now they have your money on the back end for as long as you keep that 2,000 balance in there, and then also kind of how some other banks do, we're only going to give you that rating for that 2,000. Anything above that, we don't care about. And so for me, it's just be careful. Like, it's not all sunshines and rainbows, because I have a good feeling they're going to offer the high yield, and then later on they won't be able to afford to keep giving out all those dividends on the high yield. Then they're just going to slowly start reducing the yield, and we can see it with every last other banking play. It's not anything that's going to be new or anything. It's just going to be one of those things like they need the money, and so the only way to get people to look at the money is by giving out this large yield, which is working, quite frankly, because we're talking about it. And then they can give you like a small $25. What's $25 to somebody that's a billionaire that can loan out their assets and borrow against? And so that's how I look at it. I'm not looking at the aspect of, oh, he wants to get into everything. Cool, he wants to get into everything. But also, this is the same guy that has a lot of hope and sells a lot of products based upon hope and not completion for my taste. But that's kind of where I hang my hat at for Elon.
Hey, I feel it, bro. It's good to get all sides and all takes on it. You know what I mean? Because, you got to hear both sides, the positive, the negative, the good views, the bad views, and all reviews. So, no, I appreciate your intake too, bro. And I know you always keep it real, regardless what you think people will think about it. So that's why, you're also an asset. Because, you can't have a bunch of yes men in a podcast work good. So it's like, we got to hear all views. So I appreciate that. So have you got access to it, Elijah? And if not, if you did, would you mess with it at all? Would you look into it more? Or is there anything that you could see that would change your take on how you feel about Elon's ventures with the banking and everything and the Everything app thing?
I don't have access to it because I'm not Premium Plus members, so I haven't even got an invite to it. I probably wouldn't even touch it, to be quite honest. I'm kind of fine with using Fidelity and their money market, and then also I'm fine with using SoFi. I don't feel like putting my money everywhere just because of some yield. I already left my previous bank for SoFi for that high yield anyway, and so I don't feel like kind of playing around with all that stuff again. So, but I probably won't touch it unless it's guaranteed, like, safe. It's like insured and all that stuff too as well. And so for me, it'll take a decent amount of time to actually use it. Probably, like, honestly, if I'm being real, like 5 years. And then we'll see. But also, I'm not putting my money on X. That's kind of crazy, in my opinion. But that's just me, though.
Hey, no, I feel it, bro. I feel it. And, okay, another question real quick for you, Elijah. So what's the difference? So what attracts you to Sophie and their high yield and how they handle things compared to what you see X trying to do? Like, what's the main difference that makes you lean towards Sophie and kind of stray away from X doing the same kind of deal?
I mean, for me, SoFi is an actual, like, banking structure. And so that way, I actually can trust their banking process. And then I already had SoFi set up for, like, years already. And so I've been playing around with SoFi before making such a large move or something, whatever like that. And so for me, the whole X thing, besides an account, I don't really see much from them. And that's because it's probably only invite. And so I don't really get to have information that I want to learn about the X stuff besides people that have the access to it. I only can really speak for SoFi, how SoFi banking. Literally, I was playing stupid with them on the bank on their call service or whatever, the customer service line. Like, hey, how do I work this? How do I do this? Like, why is it taking my deposit so long to cross over and stuff? Like, I'm asking like kind of idiotic questions to see like, is this person real? Like, is it just all AI? Can I bypass the AI and stuff like that? And so, for me, I just respect kind of the actual like banking structure of SoFi, and then also the services that they have is just actually pretty spot on. I haven't had any problems with their banking apps, their transfers, deposits, or anything. My deposits usually are there by the end of the day. I get paid a day early, whatever. And so, like, I truly don't have anything bad to say. Besides, SoFi is like, I don't want to say an ordinary or traditional bank because they're not, but like, there's similar lines to an actual, like, traditional bank, but everything is just online.
Hey, no, I appreciate that, bro. No, that was a good take and a good breakdown.